Year 7s. In English, we also offer the other elective called Bookmaking and Illustration. So as you can see by the two photos placed alongside this slide, we obviously have characters that are from anime and also someone drawing away. So do you have a passion for writing or illustrating? If so, this unit may be right up your alley. This unit offers the potential for you to create your own publishable piece of work, whether it be illustrative, written, or auditory. So if you're interested in bookmaking and illustration and you wish to take this on further throughout your career, you may be interested in becoming a game artist, an animator, graphic designer, illustrator, multimedia programmer, advertising, fine artist, and a web designer. In the past, students have created their own books based on their own interests. For example, some students created their own comic book or anime series. What skills am I going to develop through completing this subject? So by completing this unit, you will be able to develop your own drawing skills, strengthen your eye for detail, and build upon your imagination and creative flair. There are simply no limits to this elective, and we let your imagination run free. So what real-world links are made during this unit? The future of the 21st century lies within technology. Possessing skills that relate to the ever-growing web-based industries, which incorporate animation and game design, require workers with creative skill. Thank you.
Hello students. Coding and game development is an elective that we offer in the Digital Technologies Department. The Coding and Game Development elective focuses on students developing skills in structured programming and game development. In doing this subject, students develop problem-solving skills as they run through the process of designing, developing, and evaluating their applications and games. The coding component of the course is taught using languages such as Scratch, Python, Ruby, and JavaScript. There's quite a bit of flexibility there, and it's all dependent upon student ability. Students learn about algorithms and then use these to develop applications. Drone programming provides students with a hands-on coding experience in which students can program drones and fly them. Skills in game development are developed using GameMaker. Students will design and create their own games. They can learn to design and make game characters, learn to make characters move. For example, they can make characters run, jump, move in different directions, fly, fall, that kind of thing. They can also design and create game backgrounds. This elective leads into the further study of computing in Year 9, Year 10 and VCE. Sort of pathways and careers would include careers such as network administrators, programmers and developers, game and software developers, that kind of thing. So the gaming industry is huge, and the use of software and applications in both careers and everyday life is constantly growing, and there's nothing to indicate that it's going to slow down. This subject is suited to students who are looking at being more than just users of IT, students who possibly want to work in the background, students who want to develop apps, run networks, that kind of thing. Thank you very much.
My name is Mr. Velos, and I'll be quickly going over the elective called Creative Writing. So obviously this unit is called Creative Writing. So this offers a potential for you to improve your ability to respond to a variety of stimuli. This simply means you may respond to not only written text, but also visual text. So in creative writing, we look at 6-worded stories, 50-word stories, flash fiction, and instructional writing. You will also have the option to look at poems and make your own. This is all about writing and using your imagination. So if you're interested in creative writing, then the pathway that you could take once you leave high school would be a journalist, a novelist, an editor, a magazine writer, social media manager, and a blogger, copywriter, web content editor, proofreader, content marketing specialist, and social media specialist. So obviously we live in a society where technology is very, very important to us. By utilising your creative writing skills, this could be the avenue for you. So what skills am I going to develop through completing this subject? So by completing this unit, you'll be able to efficiently proofread and edit your work, strengthen your handwriting ability, create a wider vocabulary, and extend your ability to write in length. Now, if you wish to do VCE in years 11 and 12, the ability to write at length is extremely important in English. So what real-world links are made during this unit? This unit offers a potential to improve your communication skills. In the 21st century, workers are required to effectively relate to others, whether it be customers or work colleagues. This is done primarily through writing, by exchanging information and ideas. Effective communication is important to success. Ultimately, it avoids confusion, provides purpose, builds positivity, and creates accountability. Thank you.
Hello Year 7s, I'm Miss Holden and I'm here to talk about edible gifts. Are you someone who sometimes struggles to find the perfect gift for someone? Or perhaps you really enjoy cooking but never realise that food can be a way of showing your thanks to someone? If this sounds like you, then this could be an elective you might like to pick. If that is not tempting enough, the images you currently see on screen are some examples of the delicious foods we produce in this course. To give you an overview, the purpose of this subject is to explore how food can be used to express our gratitude for others and how it has a way of bringing people together. Each week, we will produce and package a number of food products that are associated with special occasions or suitable to be given as gifts to family or friends. Realistically, if you are someone who enjoys cooking and learning about food, or perhaps you are considering food studies in middle or senior school, then edible gifts is definitely beneficial to you. Not to mention, cooking for yourself and others is a life skill that we can all continue to build on. By undertaking this course, there are a number of skills which you will obtain. These are investigating. For example, you'll find out how and why the Anzac biscuit came about. Generating, you will have an opportunity to design your very own Valentine's Day chocolates, as well as designing and decorating Easter or Halloween cupcakes. Evaluating, just like in Year 7, you will judge the product you made and your performance in the kitchen. And last but not least, you will develop your practical skills as you learn new food preservation and preparation techniques to produce things like jam drop biscuits, herb and cheese twists, cookies in a jar, dukkha, spinach and cheese parcels, and many, many more. In conclusion, edible gifts will allow you to find a new appreciation for food as you explore how it can express how we feel, help to celebrate special occasions, and importantly, how food brings people together. Overall, food is symbolic and being able to cook is empowering. By developing your understanding of food and gaining new practical skills, you will be enabled to take greater ownership of your food decisions. If you have any questions about edible gifts, please feel free to chat to myself or Miss Bales.
Year 8 Individualised Project Art is an exciting and new subject offered here at Patterson River Secondary College, where students have the opportunity to try and experiment with a range of materials and techniques in order to develop an art project that is entirely unique and personalised to their interest. Here on the screen, you can see some examples of previous students' work where they have explored numerous fields such as design, photography, drawing, illustration, ceramics, painting, and much more. The purpose for Individualized Project Art is to allow students to engage with individual explorations and undertake a major project of their own choice. Each student will be given a framework to underpin a personal investigation and art project. Students will engage in the art process by analysing and evaluating influences of other artists and artworks, furthermore applying newfound skills to create their own artworks. During this unit, students are to trial a variety of materials and techniques in order to devise a work plan and establish a process of inquiry in a written statement of intention. Students will then research, explore, develop, refine, reflect, and evaluate their art project at the end. For relevance, this unit equips students with practical and theoretical skills that enable them to follow pathways into further arts education in years 9 and 10. The structure of this unit is linked strongly to the process followed in studio art, which is an elective in years 9 and 10 and a VCE subject offered at Patterson River Secondary College. By studying art, students are developing lifelong skills in critical and creative thinking, as well as having the opportunity to trial and explore a range of materials and techniques to develop their own artistic practice. For success, students will develop skills in three-dimensional and two-dimensional art practice through the creation of artworks in various forms. Through a wide variety of materials, students will endeavour to explore and examine various art methods and artists relevant to their chosen practice. Through exploration and experimentation, students develop skills in creative, critical, and reflective thinking in which they can develop and refine artworks. Students will create individual works using a variety of mediums and methods that may include sculpture, paint, mixed media, photography, digital art, and print, just to name a few. This course will also cover artistic movements and artists relevant to the topics that they are being covered. In conclusion, IP Art allows students with practical and theoretical skills that enable them to follow pathways into tertiary art education or further training in a broad spectrum of art-related careers, such as artist, designer, illustrator, stylist, curator, or ceramicist. If you love art and you want the opportunity to pursue and develop your own idea into artworks, then this is the subject for you.
Hi, my name is Miss Royale. I'm here to talk about the Year 8 elective Make It With Timber. It's obviously an elective where we work mostly with wood, learning how to use those particular pieces of equipment and learn the processes to work with timber. So it's a very hands-on elective, and we understand the characteristics of the material by the end of the unit. We spend a limited amount of time actually designing the projects that the students make, because that skill and knowledge is covered mostly in their design technology classes. So we sort of move through that fairly quickly to maximise the amount of time we spend working with the materials and the tools. I also encourage the students to use recycled timber, which gives us an understanding of environmental issues, learning that waste materials can make beautiful pieces and not necessarily just be waste that ends up in landfill is a really good thing to understand. And the students seem to get a lot of enjoyment out of that too, seeing that these pieces of material that look like rubbish and end up being beautiful pieces is a really good thing. So the processes that the students learn is laminating the timber together to make a larger piece. They plane the surface to make it flat. They cut shapes with the jigsaw. And we learn what surface finishes are suitable to be putting on a chopping board or a serving platter that's going to be with food. The second project is a coat rack. So we learn how to use the drill press, drilling holes at an angle with a jig so that the pegs can hold the coats on. This subject is relevant to anyone, any student who enjoys working with tools, hand tools, power tools, and making things by hand. It leads on to product design and technology in VCE, and obviously the other design technology electives in year 9 and 10. And beyond secondary school, it leads to building apprenticeships or design-based careers. Okay, so as I've said, students make a serving board or a chopping board and a coat rack, and they can add decoration to these by using a pyro pen, which is a handheld piece of equipment to burn into the surface, laser cutter, which is again burning into the surface but using the computer to direct that, a vinyl cutter, to cut shapes of vinyl, or they can paint by hand. So they're encouraged to decorate their work to make it individual. So in order to design products, students need to, or designers need to have an understanding of materials, and this is a really great elective to really start understanding the characteristics of timber.
Hello everyone, I'm Miss Holden and this video is all about Masterchef. If you're a fan of the competitive cooking show or you have a love and passion for food, then this could be the elective for you. Just like the TV show, you will work your way towards becoming a Masterchef by producing a number of dishes, including those you currently see on screen. Don't worry though, you won't be eliminated from this subject. To give you an overview, the purpose of Masterchef is to explore the world of food in a fun, practical and competitive way while also extending your culinary abilities. We will learn through cooking basic recipes, competitive class challenges and working through the design process. Knowledge that you obtain about ingredients, food presentation and food preparation will all be applied in your practical lessons. Realistically, if you are an aspiring cook who loves everything about food or is seeking a little friendly competition, then Masterchef is definitely for you. While it is not a must that you undertake this elective in Year 8 to complete Year 9 food studies, it is definitely beneficial. Not to mention, cooking for yourself and others is a life skill that we can all continue to build on. By undertaking this course, there are a number of skills which you will obtain. These are investigating, where you will learn about innovative cooking and presentation techniques. Generating, you will have an opportunity to design your very own apple pie, showstopper dessert and rocky road. Lastly, Masterchef really focuses on developing your practical skills. We do this through team challenges such as the pancake challenge, dishwashing derby and rainbow wraps. We also have a mystery box challenge where you create a meal using common household ingredients. And of course, there are invention tests where you put your own spin on classics like scones or spaghetti and meatballs. In conclusion, while you may come out of this course with the title of Patterson River Secondary College Masterchef, the reality is food is a part of our everyday life and being able to cook well is a life skill that is essential. With an extension of your cooking skill set, you will be empowered to take greater ownership of your food decisions now and for the rest of your life. If you have any questions about Masterchef, please feel free to chat to myself or Miss Bales.
Hello everyone and welcome to Passport Sports, which will take you all over the world. So Passport Sports is one of the electives at Year 8 and gives you an opportunity to be able to experience some sports from different countries and take part of activities that maybe are just a little bit outside of the mainstream options. Some of these activities may include ultimate frisbee, Quidditch, Gaelic football, gridiron and spikeball. Some of the careers and possible occupations that could evolve from this could include things like working in the recreation field, sporting field of course, working with young people and camp leader, coach, umpire or even a teacher. So part of the involvement in this elective is you'll gain knowledge of new sports, improve your level of fitness, improve your coordination, have fun in a team environment as well. So I hope that you'd like to get on board and be involved in some activities that maybe you haven't got a huge amount of knowledge about and enjoy in a really fun environment. All right, thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm Miss Malloy, and I'm here to talk to you about pirates, plagues, and prisoners. Are you interested in discovering a different type of history not studied in your normal humanities classes? In Pirates, Plagues, and Prisoners, you will be in charge of discovering more about a topic of your choice from a specific list of options. You can choose to find out who the Vikings really were and how their conquest changed society, or how Black Death spread across and impacted societies around the world, or what the Khmer Empire was and why it fell, or how the Mongols expanded under Genghis Khan and the impact of Mongolian and conquered societies, or how the Polynesians were able to spread across the Pacific and what life was like in Maori society, or what the Renaissance was all about and how it influenced the rest of Europe. In this subject, you will be in charge of your own inquiry project, from the research through to the presentation, which could take the form of a written report, documentary film, diorama, oral presentation, or historical creative story. Pirates, Plagues, and Prisoners will equip you for further study in all areas of the humanities, but specifically for a history pathway. Other subjects that Pirates, Plagues, and Prisoners could lead to include philosophy, geography, English, and literature. Studying Pirates, Plagues, and Prisoners will enhance and help further your skill set, including your logical, critical, and analytical thinking, literacy, independent research, source analysis, as well as enabling you to thoroughly question why events have happened and the consequences of these events on society and the world. You will be able to analyse the continuity and change throughout significant events and periods in history. These skills will not only assist you in further study in history, but in all literacy-based subjects, including English. Pirates, Plagues, and Prisoners have real-world relevance in today's society as we continue to learn from the past, from understanding how pandemics spread across the world and how to respond to them, to the impact of conquest on conquered societies. As a student of history, you will be able to examine and question why events have happened in the past. It also requires you to look at what is currently happening in the world around us and to ask the following question: are we learning from past mistakes, or are we setting ourselves up to repeat them? Thank you.
Hi, my name's Miss Royale. I'm here to talk to you about Retro Metal, which is a design technology elective for Year 8 students. Students get to work with non-ferrous metals to make small decorative piece or a piece of jewellery. It's a hands-on elective and they're learning traditional metalworking skills. They're also learning about the characteristics of non-ferrous metals while they're making these pieces. A limited amount of time is spent on the design process. We like to get into building and making as quick as we can, and the reason is the knowledge and skills learnt designing are covered in design technology classes, so we focus on the working with the materials and the tools. There are two main pieces that the students will make. They make a copper bowl that they will sink into a wooden mould, and then we will enamel the surface of that. And then the second piece is a ring that they silver soled the join on. So the processes they learn while making those things is cutting the sheet metal, either with tin snips or a jeweller's saw, the sinking technique to get the bowl shape. With the ring, they'll use pliers to bring the two ends of the metal together. After they've silver soldered it, they will shape it on a ring mandrel. They'll learn the process of silver soldering, applying enamel, and look at different surface decorating techniques, surface finishes. So this subject would appeal to any student who enjoys working with tools or making things by hand. It leads on to other design technology electives, working with wood and metal, and then into VCE, product design and technology. Future pathways beyond secondary school would be building construction apprenticeships or design-based careers. So as I've said, the two projects that the students make are an enamelled copper bowl or a silver soldered ring, and sometimes if there's extra time we'll make a copper foil star.
Hi, I'm Miss Malloy and I'm here to talk to you about Rising Stars. Do you love to perform? Then Rising Stars is the subject for you. In Rising Stars, you will work with your peers to create and perform a cabaret showcase in front of a live audience. As a Rising Stars student, you will have the choice of specialising in one or more of the 3 performing arts disciplines, including dance, drama and music. Rising Stars is a practical performance-based subject that will help you gain performance skills that would be beneficial in a range of professions and pathways. Rising Stars allows you to take on leadership roles as well as creative choreographic, directing and musical direction roles that will advance your skills in your chosen discipline. Senior school pathways from Rising Stars could include music, drama, theatre studies and dance. In Rising Stars, you will gain and develop skills that will be valuable no matter which pathway you choose to take, from performance skills, increasing your self-confidence, public speaking, skills in leadership and management, and working as a member of a team. The Rising Stars is a unique opportunity for students interested in the performing arts to be able to gain real performance experience with all the technological capabilities our Performing Arts Centre has to offer. As a member of the Rising Stars class, along with your peers, you'll be in full control of your performance, from the theme of the cabaret showcase to the music, choreography and direction. You'll also be in charge of the stagecraft elements, from costuming, makeup, sets and props. The Rising Stars is your place to shine. If you love performing, then this is the elective for you, and I really hope you choose to study it next year. Thank you.
Hi guys, Mr. Love here to talk about the Year 8 elective Sport and Recreation. So the purpose of this elective is it introduces the students to a variety of sport and recreation activities, including tennis, squash, 10-pin bowling, bocce, lawn bowls and golf. You will also participate in traditional in-house sports and develop individual skills through drills, match practice, organisation of tournaments and examination of rules and tactics. So the relevant is that it has links to the VCE physical education subject, as well as career pathways into multiple health and fitness areas, including sports science, sports official, sports centre management, outdoor adventure guide and leisure centre assistant. So this subject will also help students maintain their own health and fitness, both physically and mentally. Students will work on developing their individual skill level through a range of practice drills and game situations. Students will increase their ability and be able to participate in activities not offered in regular physical education lessons. Students will develop an understanding of game sense and basic tactics, and will participate in a range of lifelong physical activities. So students will be able to take these skills into their chosen sport to increase performance. Students will have the opportunity to develop a passion for a new sport, and students will be able to use these sports to increase their health, well-being and lifelong fitness. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Osmers and I'm here to talk to you about why you should choose to study Year 8 STEM. STEM is actually the term that is used to group together several different areas of study. These subjects include science, technology, engineering and maths. These subjects are grouped together because they are a driving force for growth, innovation and change. They combine to provide solutions to problems and create inventions that help make our lives easier. Up until now, you've studied the different subjects of STEM separately. But in this elective, you will draw on skills and knowledge from several or all of the subjects to come up with solutions to problems. You'll follow the scientific method and work in a project-based learning model. This means that you will brainstorm and define the problem, research what is already known and find out what's being done, develop ideas for solutions, as many as you can, create a prototype, test and evaluate your solution, and redesign where needed. Year 8 STEM can lead to many different pathways. On this slide, you can see a short list of some of the possible career pathways that are linked to STEM. You can see that this list covers a wide range of career options, from environmental engineering to IT security. This list does not cover even the tip of the iceberg. That would be a glaciologist, which is also a STEM-based job. On this slide, you can see several different designs for a bionic hand. The first is quite simple and uses basic materials, but solves the problem of not having a limb that can grasp. But is that all that a hand can do? No. In the second example, the design has moved on a long way. The hand is now controlled by electrical impulses that run down the arm of the user. The design, though, is still big and clunky. In the third example, you can see a sleek, streamlined design with much finer, well-defined movements, much more like what we know a hand to look like. These progressions from basic design to highly functional design follows the scientific method as well as the project-based learning model. There are many skills you will develop throughout the semester. These include experimental design, working collaboratively and independently, accurately following the scientific method, results recording, analysing and reporting, research skills, hypothesis development and review, communication and reporting skills. STEM incorporates skills from a range of subjects, including science, technology, engineering and maths. It involves drawing on different aspects of these learning areas to solve bigger problems. If you have an interest in one or all of the areas of STEM and are keen to explore and extend your problem-solving skills, then Year 8 STEM is for you. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, please speak to any of the highly talented science, technology, IT or maths teachers at Patterson River Secondary College.